Hey all, Southern Sage back in the patio garden. It's time for an update. Things are happening. So let's take a look. First, we have our tomato, which has some very nice little cherry tomatoes going. The pansy with it is extremely happy. Like, this plant is glorious and enjoying the morning sunshine. But our basils are getting a little shaded and are not so ecstatic with life. So they are going to get dug up and moved into a different container all of their own, probably with some more basil friends. But our 5-gallon bucket is doing great by this tomato. We have him over by the post, so as he gets taller, he's going to get tied up to the post for support. We have a potato bucket. We had another interaction with a squirrel. Did not expect squirrels to go after potatoes because the greens are toxic. However, they apparently are smart enough to know that the roots are edible, and they dug the whole thing up and ate the whole root, which is very frustrating. So we have another potato, and we've got to make a cage for it now, like you saw in the last video. We're having a similar issue with the lettuce, where as soon as they get their second leaves, the squirrels are coming and mowing them off. So another cage needed here. And then we have some newly sprouted things. You can see we have our 2 cages that we built in the last video, still protecting our zucchini, which is growing quite well, and the peppers, which appear to be stuck in perpetual stasis for an unknown reason. So we will see what happens there. And then under this, we have another zucchini that has decided to sprout inexplicably after, 3 weeks of sitting here doing nothing. But we have another zucchini, so we will have 2 buckets of zucchini going soon. And he gets to live under this nice bucket to keep the squirrels off of him. And then we have a cucumber, which is putting out his first new little leaf. So this guy, I think, is going to be beautiful once he's big enough to withstand the squirrels. So he gets to stay in his little ice cream bucket greenhouse. And it will keep going. So the patio garden is doing okay. I would say, if I critique anything, the performance of the peppers, I would say, is indicative that we don't have true soil in this mix. We have potting soil, which is a little heavier on compost typically and fillers than a true garden soil would be, and I think the peppers are missing that. So call out for next year. I'll try and plan ahead and bring up some soil from my home garden to add to this mix that we put in that was half manure and half potting soil. We'll try and add in, make it a third manure, third potting soil, and a third actual garden soil from somewhere, so that we get the right biology and things in this mix. So I think that's an important call out. Now, the plants that aren't as sensitive to biology or that already had a pretty good head start, like the tomato and the pansy, seem to be doing just fine in this mix. And I suspect once the zucchinis and cucumbers get going, that they're going to do great in the mix that we started with. But if you're starting your own 5-gallon bucket garden, I would recommend getting some actual dirt to mix in for the peppers. Other than that, we continue to fight the flippin' squirrels, because flipping squirrels, we've got the materials to make some more cages to top off these buckets and hopefully protect them from the ravages of the tree rats. So, let me know how your patio gardens are going. Start one if you haven't already. There's still plenty of time. Do not think that because garden centers put plants on sale, that means that the planting season is done. You can plant things all the way into July and still get a harvest in Kansas or anywhere in the Midwest, really. So stay tuned. We'll talk more about how to do a succession plan and figure out what you can plant when in my next video. This should go up tomorrow. But in the meantime, get out there and plant something. It's the right time. And I hope you've enjoyed this patio garden update. So as always, like, subscribe, throw me a comment, let me know how your garden's doing, and I look forward to seeing you next time.